When thinking about boosted jumping in Team Fortress 2, the engineer might not be the first class that comes to mind, but the soldier and demo aren't the only classes that can fly. The Engi can do a pretty decent job of that too. While not quite as versatile as the sticky or rocket jumps, the Engi does have some tricks up his sleeve to get a good jump boost. Specifically, they lie in one of his secondaries, the Wrangler. The Wrangler allows you to take control of your sentry gun and aim it manually. But to perform a boosted jump, you actually have to turn the gun on yourself. There are some different ways to do this, and in this video I'll go over a few different techniques. Let's get started. As I'm sure you've noticed if you've ever been shot by a sentry while in the air, is that it has a pretty impressive knockback effect. This knockback also applies to the corresponding sentry gun of every engineer, that is, you won't be affected by another engineer's sentry. This can be used to your advantage when boost jumping. Let's look at how this can be used to bring your Engi to new heights. If you have a level 1 or 2 sentry or a mini sentry, you can jump rather high by taking control of it with the Wrangler and continuously shooting yourself in the back or under your feet. The easiest way to accomplish this is to stand right in front of or on top of the sentry, and make sure to aim right in front of you or straight up, depending on where you are. For the best effect, you want to see the line that the Wrangler creates go straight through you and right ahead. If you aim too much to the sides, you'll most likely miss yourself, or push you out of the way and then continue shooting off to the side. Once your aim is lined up, you jump, crouch and fire, all at the same time. Make sure to keep the fire button down for as long as you want to keep ascending or going forward, otherwise you'll just fall back down again. While this kind of jump can be used to travel across gaps and between ledges, it can be quite difficult to keep hitting yourself once you're out in the air. Not impossible, but difficult. So if you're using it to get onto ledges and rooftops that would otherwise be inaccessible, I would advise placing the sentry as close to a wall as possible. This way you can push yourself up against the wall when shooting, and this will make it a lot easier to keep aiming at yourself and not falling down. Just remember to always try and see that blue or red line go through you, otherwise you're most likely not gonna hit yourself. But this kind of jumping will only get you so far. Luckily, the level 3 has a perfect jumping tool. Rockets! Jumping with the rockets is completely different from bullet jumping. It's more flexible, easier to do, and it can usually take you just as far, if not farther. The way to perform a sentry jump with rockets, which I will refer to as rocket jumps from now on, is very similar to the soldier's rocket jump. The main difference is that you need to account for the time that it takes the rockets to leave the sentry and reach the point to which you have decided they should land, as well as the angle that the rockets are coming from. If you're jumping very close to the sentry, this isn't really a problem though, so that can be a good way to start practicing. The way you perform a rocket jump is by looking straight down, assuming you're standing close to your sentry, and then jump, crouch and fire, all at the same time. Remember that you need to be holding your Wrangler at this point, and by default the way to fire rockets is with the right mouse button. The level 3 sentry shoots his rockets separately from its bullets when wrangled, and for this jump you only want to fire the rockets, not the bullets. While you're in the air, make sure you keep crouching through the entire jump. That way you'll fly farther, and it also allows you to air strafe better, that is, controlling your movements and direction while in the air. I've made a separate video dedicated to this topic, but the very basics is that to go left you press the A key while slowly aiming to the left, and to go right you press the D key and slowly aim to the right. Once you've gotten the hang of this type of jumping, you can begin trying to rocket jump a bit farther away from your sentry. The trick here is to always aim somewhere down at your feet, either straight down or at a slight angle. Just be careful not to stand in between the sentry and the spot you chose for the rockets to land, as they may hit you instead. When doing this, you may also need to wait a bit with the jump and crouch part of the jump, since there will be a bit of a delay between when you press the fire button and the rockets reach the right spot. It may take some time to figure out the timing of when to jump when you see the rockets arriving, but the fact that it's possible to jump so far away from the sentry is really useful. This can also be used to do long jumps, for example to jump across a gap or onto rooftops. To do that, you want the rockets to land more to the side than straight under you, and you also want to be moving in the direction that you want to jump. If you're right next to the sentry, you just move in the direction you want to go, then jump, crouch and fire all at the same time. But you can also do it farther away from the sentry. This could be done by facing the way you want to jump, then look straight down and fire. Then, just before the rockets arrive, you run forward, jump and crouch. However, this will make the timing extra difficult, as you won't be able to see the rockets arriving. It could be done the other way, facing the sentry, then looking down and firing, then running backwards and jump crouching as the rockets arrive, but then you won't see where you're going instead. Of course, it's possible to turn around while in the air, but that will throw some people off. You'll just have to try it out for yourself to see which way works best for you. Now, all these jumps that I've mentioned will deal you quite a lot of damage, but since you can build a dispenser, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Jumping around like this with a Rescue Ranger, which allows you to repair and move buildings from afar, is absolutely perfect, and it can help you set up in some great spots that would otherwise be difficult or even impossible to reach. Of course, there's a whole lot more to learn and more jumping techniques to practice, but now you at least know the basics. Hopefully you're ready to reach new heights as an engineer and surprise enemies where they'll never expect you, and even less a sentry. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to see my other jumping tutorials, or any other videos I've done, there will be links in the description. Have fun, and thank you for watching!